If you've been following the podcast for a while, you'll know that a little while back, I announced I was talking to investors about my startup AI Box. We ended up getting such a huge influx of people talking to us that we kind of changed our strategy regarding fundraising, and we have a really exciting announcement coming soon. But if you were an investor that had previously reached out to me and jumped on a call, make sure to reach out again. I have some really exciting news to give to you, or if you're an investor today looking to invest in an absolutely groundbreaking AI startup, I'm going to leave my email, jaden@aibox.ai, in the description, and I'll give you the inside scoop. Today on the podcast, we are diving into some AI regulation. This has been a hot topic recently. There was a whole bunch of tech CEOs that went to the White House. I didn't really cover that. I just feel like this doesn't feel that concrete. I'll give you the 2-second rundown. They all signed something saying they're going to work on good AI or ethical AI or something like that. It is what it is. Elon Musk thought it was amazing. Maybe it is. I don't know. In any case, there is some new news in AI regulation, and that is that the EU has said they're going to start letting AI startups train models on the EU's own supercomputers. Incredibly generous. The catch is that they're only going to let quote unquote responsible AI startups. Now, at face value, that sounds fantastic, but there may be more to that than meets the eye, in the EU determining what is responsible. So today on the podcast, we're going to dive into all of that. We're going to speed run it because there is so much AI news that has come out in the last couple of days, and I'm going to try to bring all of it to you. So stay tuned, buckle up, let's go. Welcome to the AI Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Jaden Schaefer. Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast? I record and publish podcasts on a platform called Spotify for Podcasters, and I absolutely love it. Essentially, you can upload from your phone or computer, and it distributes to every platform that plays podcasts. They support video podcasts, and you can make money on the platform with ads or even podcast subscriptions, something that has made my life so much easier as a podcaster. So if you're interested, I highly recommend you give it a try. You can download the Spotify for Podcast app, or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started on your podcast today. So the European Union is making strides to expand the utilization of its high-performance computing, that's HPC supercomputers, and they're doing this by offering access to startups for training artificial intelligence models. So this actually is insane. I really wish the United States did this, and maybe they will at some point, but that's so cool that these AI startups have the opportunity to go there, use these supercomputers, get stuff built. The compute right now is absolutely throttled. It's so hard to get the NVIDIA chips that you need in order to train some AI models. So if your government was going to allow you to, was going to help you out, and essentially they're paying for the chips and now you just get to use some of the space for compute, I think that's incredible. I think that's a great way for countries and regions to really help spur AI growth within their geographic areas. What a no-brainer. I think every country should be doing this. So, big kudos to the EU for doing this. So the catch in all of this is that startups must be eligible with the EU's developing framework for AI governance to benefit from these computational resources. And this includes pre-scale and petascale supercomputers. So obviously very powerful supercomputers. Previously, back in May, the EU actually introduced a transitional set of voluntary guidelines targeted at industries engaging in AI development. So the move is meant to kind of act as a precursor to formal regulations, and this was aiming to equip companies for the upcoming artificial rules on AI that, of course, the EU has been working on for a little bit right now. So these efforts and supplementing these, the EU is actually working on the AI Act, which is kind of like a risk-based framework currently in negotiations, which is expected to soon become law. But this is to bridge legislative differences on a global scale. The EU has also initiated collaborations with the US and other countries to kind of create an AI code of conduct. The EU really is, they're big on regulation. So love it or hate it, that's what they're known for. And they seem to be pushing this forward. I think there's pros and cons to this. I won't get into all of them today, but a commission spokesperson revealed that the initiative is an extension of existing policies that already permit industry access to supercomputers through a Euro HPC access calls for proposal processes. So the new initiative essentially aims to specifically facilitate startups committed to ethical and responsible AI, quote unquote. So EU President Ursula von der Leyen announced the HPC access plan for AI startups during her annual State of the Union address. During the address, she also flagged concerns that AI technology is progressing at a pace faster than anticipated, underscoring the urgency of responsible guidance. So she quoted warnings from AI developers and experts stating that quote, mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority alongside with other societal scale risks such as pandemics and nuclear war. So of course, nuclear war, pandemics, global extinction, it's all the biggest, scariest things possible, and AI is right at the heart of it. I'm not sure how much credence I give to all of those things in AI right now. Like, it's not like AI is going to unleash nuclear war. I think more likely someone uses AI and the AI says, would you like to unleash nuclear war? We think it's a good reason for X, Y, and Z, and the person has to push the button. So, like, is that a possibility? Yes, but like, that's still a person pushing the button. I don't think we're going to hook our AI up to our nuclear arsenal. I could be wrong. It doesn't seem very wise in my opinion. I think we've all seen The Terminator. So in any case, von der Leyen emphasized the importance of European leadership in shaping a global framework for AI governance and kind of focusing on guardrails, governance, and guiding innovation. She also hinted at the establishment of a global panel similar to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, to kind of help policymakers understand the potential risks and benefits of AI. As it stands, the EU boasts 8 supercomputers, including Lumi in Finland, Mare Nostrum 5, that's in Spain, and Leonardo in Italy. 2 more powerful S-scale supercomputers named Jupiter in Germany and Jules Verne in France are expected to become operational soon. So these computational assets are already accessible by scientific institutions, industry, and public administration through a formal application process, which is set to be fine-tuned for quicker access for SMEs and AI startups. So Thierry Breton, the EU's internal market commissioner, elaborated that the aim is to expedite the AI model training process for startups, reducing the time frame from months or years to just days or weeks. That would be incredible, right? You have this incredible AI use case, you have all the data, you're like, hey, can I get this thing trained? And days or weeks later, you're like using these supercomputers. That sounds like a dream. So this initiative is part of a broader EU strategy to kind of spur AI innovation while adhering to European values, quote unquote. Finally, the EU plans to reinvigorate the European AI Alliance Assembly in November to engage various stakeholders in AI governance. So I think this announcement actually comes as like the UK government is also gearing up for an AI summit, I believe this fall, with some, I think they've got a bunch of criticism around kind of their consulting breadth and early backing of some big tech companies like Google, DeepMind, OpenAI, and Anthropic. I think it's an ambitious roadmap for the EU with both regulatory and technology dimensions, which are kind of like aiming to like push innovation while also establishing strong governance structures. So whether this offers a competitive edge to the EU in a really rapidly evolving landscape for AI development remains to be unseen, but it's definitely something we're going to keep following into the future to see how it evolves.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. That's the sound of switching your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling. Harness the best converting checkout and same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Stop leaving sales on the table. Discover why millions trust Shopify to build, grow, and run their business. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech23.
Thank you for listening to the AI Chat Podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, I'd appreciate it if you rate me wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're looking for an innovative group of AI enthusiasts, make sure you check out our Discord channel and also our Facebook community. It's obviously a lot more interactive than a podcast where we can actually share software tools, prompts that we're using in everyday AI. I'll leave a link for those in the description below.